Hello and welcome to another Major Market Movements End of the Week Market Review for October 23rd, 2015. I'm Quad G. In this video, we're covering the SPX, the crude oil market, and the coffee market. And starting off here with SPX, the stock market index, we got this surge up this week and closes up close towards the end of the week. So I would suspect that we're going to see some more follow through into next week based upon today's action. But in this larger view here, the thing that stands out to me is the potential of a left shoulder right here, a drop down into a left neckline, this pop up into a head, and then a drop down into a right neckline, and then so far this three-way move to the upside looks like a corrective move and could be a right shoulder also that's in development and not quite finished yet. The QG3 is in a bullish alignment to the upside and the weekly, I didn't measure this, but I think it's pretty close to the top 10% of the weekly range. Anyway, just based upon its close, I think we'll get at least another push up next week. There is a full moon turn window potentially on the 27th next week. So I'll be watching to see what kind of action we get in and around that day. That may be of interest. The slow stochastic here is embedded into above 80. So that's looking bullish there. EWO still looking bullish. No sign of negative divergence yet on the top side. And the RSI, we've popped up clearly above 60, heading up towards 70. We may reach that level coming up fairly soon if the current bullishness keeps at it. And the weekly MACD is open back up to the upside, as you can see there. And the daily is going to be open to the upside as well. But I want you to pay attention to this hump right here in our price volume indicator. It's right up here, right around 210. This is SPY, by the way, right up here around 210-ish. So that could be the draw to the price action right now. There could be an interest to kind of test that level based upon this surge of volume that we've previously had in that price range over the last several months. Okay, let's look at crude oil. Let me go to the daily here. Crude continues to drift to the downside here on the daily, or the last swing low really is at about low of 43.97, and we pretty much tested that today, and no significant bounce as of yet. The QG3 does have a bearish alignment to the downside. The weekly closes bearish, closing below last week's intra-week low, so that's bearish. And the slow stow is open to the downside, but we are moving into oversold levels here, dipping below the 20 level. So once you get down into that level, below 20, it's a good time to be watching for potential bottoming action, as it increases the probability of potential bottoming action producing a nice bounce in the least. Similar to what we saw here, we saw the signal line dip above the 80 level there, and then it was shortly thereafter we got some topping action and turned everything right back around. So we could be seeing this exact same thing playing out to the downside here as well. So We'll watch and see. EWO not helpful right now. The RSI's, the price action's right in the middle of this neutral area between 40 and 60. MACD is open to the upside on the weekly, but on the daily, we're open to the downside. That's bearish. And it looks to me as though crude oil is eating its way through this potential support zone in the price volume indicator. Is eating through that. So really, there's not much. I'm going to pull back here a little bit. There's really not much of another spike until you get right about here, a very small one, right around the lower 40s. That would be the next one that you could possibly be drawn to. And then, of course, the higher range up here at 52, that would be on the top side. So for now, really not sure what crude oil is up to. I think it could drift lower. Just this action right here is very choppy and uncertain, and I'll show you that. In the LA wave charts here in a moment. Here's coffee on the daily, and I do think we're drifting down into this expanding wedge to the downside. I still think this is a wave 1 up and this is a wave 2 down, but it's possible with the length of this wave A to the downside, we could get into double bottoming territory with this particular correction, which means the price could come all the way down here to 113, 114 potentially. And the QG3 is open to the downside, bearish weekly, bearish weekly close to the downside, suggesting more follow through to the downside could be seen. The slow stow here is open to the downside and buried right into the oversold levels at this point in time. So again, good place to be watching for bottoming action. Last time we were here in this oversold condition, it embedded for a little while, but you can see the price action just kind of chopped and was very lazy to the downside before things turned around. So we'll watch and see what we get this time. It also could be let me back out here. There's also the left shoulder, left neckline, head, right shoulder, right neckline, right shoulder scenario here, inverted head and shoulders pattern that could be playing out. So this right shoulder, we'll wait to watch for its completion and then give us another signal to add into our long position. Nothing to show you on the EWO. RSI, we've come all the way down to the 40 level again. There could potentially be a key level of support. I'll wait and see. MACD on the weekly is still open to the upside, so that's bullish. The daily on the MACD is open to the downside, so short-term bearish. And that's all I got for you for now. Okay. So overall picture for coffee is we're moving into oversold territory, and if my Elliott wave counting is correct, we should be watching for some bottoming action here in the next week or two. All right, let's take a look at the Elliott wave charts. Go back here to YM. So reconfigured the count to what looks best at this point in time, which suggests that we've got an ABC down X and then an ABC down for the completion of wave A. And now we've got what looks like a wave A, a wave B, and now working on wave C of B to the upside. This spike down in mania, which started all the way up here at about 18,000, could be where this market is wanting to head, which means we could bust through the primary downtrend line in an attempt to flush out pretty much all shorts that previously were in this market, completely flush them out, fill in this mania, and then watch for another potential top to finish out B of C, which then could lead down into a larger wave C. And that's better. Better viewpoint is here with SPX, where we have similar count A, B, C, X, A, B, C down, or that's supposed to be a C, not an X. Change that real quick here. For a double zigzag to the downside, and now we've got an A, B, C up that we're working on, and SPX could come up here and test the last swing high, which is at 2103 roughly. And that's really where this manic drop originated from. So I wouldn't be surprised if the market comes up and tests that level, or just comes just short of that level in the next possibly next week. And then from there, we got AB, and then C to the downside is what is expected to finish this wave 4 sharp. Now we are expecting a wave 4 sharp because if we back out here, let's go to the weekly. Expecting a wave 4 sharp because of alternating with this running flat count that we had back here in 2010, 2011, which took a very long time. And so oftentimes with alternation, your flat corrections can often take up more time than your sharp corrections, but sharps can take up more price territory than a flat. So yeah, wave 4 sharp could end much sooner in less time than it took for this flat to complete, but it could drive down deeper than the retrace in percentage terms of the wave 2 flat. So wouldn't be surprised again for this wave C to come down and hit this previous wave 3-4 zone back here in 1650-ish range or so. It wouldn't be surprising at all. But once that's finished, there is the potential for another wave 5 to the upside to complete this 5-wave move, and potentially another major top here later on in 2016. Let's take a look at oil. LA wave count to the upside, this correction is full with an ABC triangle thrust maneuver. But so far, this move to the downside, it's a little baffling. This could be a wave A, a B, and then we're working on a C to the downside with an A, B, C. Let's see, or no, excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to the downside of a C. But how that three-legged move to the downside fits in with the rest of it could be anybody's guess. Some are suggesting that this could be a running triangle of some kind, or running flat potential. And actually, we've got wave A, and this could be a B, and or 2. This could be a wave 1 or 2 with a wave C or 3 ahead of us. That certainly is a possibility, though I just don't put too much probability into that. I really don't have a favored count in crude oil at this time, so I'm comfortable with just leaving it alone for now. The coffee count is still the same, still working on wave A, which is diving down a little bit deeper. We don't have any signs of bottoming action yet, but I think it's coming up here fairly soon, probably in the next 1 or 2 sessions, I imagine. We'll finish up wave A see a wave B bounce and then maybe a final wave C to the downside, which has the potential of coming to challenge this last swing low as a potential double bottom. And once that's complete for a wave 2, I think we see a wave 3 to the upside. All right, that's going to conclude my end of the week review, and hope we all have a grand weekend. We'll be talking to you later. Adios.